Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now.
Gatlin.
What a fantastic performance from Gatlin.
It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
What a fantastic performance from Gatlin, and look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
Hey everybody, we back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go! We in the building. You know who I'm over here with?
The person that messed up everybody's name. That's who we're over with.
My partner in crime.
That's crazy.
And you know we have a special guest. We have Olympic gold medalist in the building. Masai, you want to say, hold up, you want to say the name?
Masai.
There you go. There you go. You got it.
Miss Russell in the building. How you doing, girl?
I am good.
How's life been since the big win?
Nothing's actually changed. I don't know if you can relate to that, but you know, going back out on the circuit, like after the Olympics hasn't, you know, I didn't really get to experience the whole everything like post-Olympics, like right after.
You will. This means wait till next year. The next year, the front part of the season, everybody's gonna recognize you.
Oh no, people already are
kids.
recognizing me.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing. I think the biggest thing for me is just like, you know, understanding that people do recognize me as the Olympic champion now, because I've already had a following before, but now I feel like it's more of a global kind of reach.
It is.
So
Well, pause. You didn't have a following before. My son is a huge fan of yours.
Aw.
He's 17 years old. If you could just say his name Raymond.
What's his name? Raymond?
Yeah. Say
Hey,
hi.
Raymond.
You had like the hugest following in college. Like
Yeah.
the biggest following. So
The
I think a
biggest is
little
crazy.
following is a little understatement
No,
for you.
but now it's like it's a little different now. You know, once you compete and do good on the global stage, you know, your followers just keep growing and growing and growing. But I mean, I did have a following in college. I mean, I think I graduated with like 250,000 followers, but now I have like almost 500,000. So the Olympics really, you know, sparked that for sure.
100%. Your hard work.
Yeah, that too.
Do you feel like a lot of it was because of your wins or also your persona? Because you are very vocal when it comes to social media. You do a lot of things on social media, and it generates a lot of following. A lot of people love what you do.
I think it's a little mixture of both. I like to say I'm a beauty and a beast on the track.
Hey.
And I think, you know, I take a lot of pride in how I look, and I never wanted to be just a pretty face that couldn't get the job done. So I always took a lot of pride in my craft, but looking good while doing it. So I think it's a mixture of both for sure.
See that? We came from an era where the pretty girl was always the one last.
Yeah.
Now it's changed. You see, Masai has changed that for a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all the track girls now have changed
No,
it.
They have.
You guys,
Y'all have, for
you
sure.
guys have a reels where we put out how very blessed in the face that a lot of you guys look, and that reel went crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And we was on the Shade Room, and that just slide of everybody from all over the world. It's like, dang, the track girls is killing
the
it.
kid, you super
Like-
killing it. I'm gonna get into a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all know. She came for me a little bit for messing up her name, but she didn't even have to come for me. Your fan base is so big. You had enough fans that came for me about your name than
Shout out to
anything
y'all.
else. Shout out to them. Do your fans have a name like the
They
like
don't.
They
Beehive or the
they-
Navy.
yeah,
No, I mean, I don't, but someone was trying to help me out because I don't want to just call them Psy babies. Like, no, that's like lame. So, you know, the goal for the end of this year is to figure out a name for I don't even like to call them fans. I like to call them supporters.
Yes, that's
That's
true.
what I want to, you know, that's the goal for the year is
Yeah.
to just figure out a name to name my supporters.
Yeah, because supporters you interact with, right?
Exactly.
Like,
And I interact with as many people as possible.
You do.
Uh,
100%.
Let's talk about I know you faced a lot of challenges
Mm-hmm.
in college, but a clip went viral of you and T. You know,
Shouts out to T.
shout out to
Shouts
T.
out to you,
We
T.
love T. You know, of you not making that world championships and you being so real with T. A lot of track athletes are scared to do that, but you bared your soul to T about how you really felt in that time, and ended up being the Olympic champion the next year. Could you tell like your supporters and fans like what was that dynamic like? Feeling like you failed before,
Yeah.
and then coming to the ultimate top of your game when it really counted.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. It was just, you know, It was definitely a very emotional time because I did really see myself making it to that world championship final. And when I hit the hurdle, I like literally couldn't believe it. And I just seen the race run away from me. So I kind of held myself together when I did the NBC interview. I was like, all right, like on national TV, like I'm gonna hold it together. Because at the end of the day, like I knew I still had an amazing season. I had broke the collegiate record that year. Like I had the best season of my life. And, at the biggest stage at that point, it didn't go right. I'm like, this is my first time, but I'm gonna be back for sure. So when I ended up speaking to T, you know, my brand and who I am, I'm just a very transparent person. I'm just myself, as you could probably tell just from us meeting 5 minutes ago. I'm just who I am. I am who I say I am. So I'm gonna show the good, I'm gonna show the bad, I'm gonna show the ugly. And I swear I told her when she recorded, I was like, it's okay to record this because I wanted people to see and understand that, you could be on top of the world, you can break records and you can never touch a hurdle, but it's one day or one moment that can humble you and then you have to reset and come back. And for me, I mean, I kind of, I don't want to say I forgot about the video, but I had just been through so much this year. I did forget about that video. I didn't forget about how I felt in that moment, but just seeing that video paired with my Olympic win was just like crazy. And it was not even a year that the role had just changed. And I was just, not making it to the final to becoming the Olympic champion. So it just spoke just so much to myself. I give myself so much props because even at that lowest moment, I I was just still speaking so highly of what was to come. And I was like, saying things like, I don't know what's on the other side of this, but I'll be very happy of. I said, we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps, things like that. And I think that that's why I'll always be successful because I always speak life over whatever situation I'm in, whenever it's not going the way that I expect for it to go, or it goes the way that like I said, I did it. Either way it goes, like I'm gonna do good and I'm gonna overcome it in any way. So, I mean, like I said, I was just more proud of myself for having that courage to speak and be super transparent because I feel like that's just what social media is. And I mean, for me, and that's what it's all about.
So you learned a valuable lesson from that loss, right? What did you learn from the win?
That, only person that's stopping me is me. And I could do unbelievable things when I truly lock in on what Masai brings to the table. And I think that everything that I went through from last year, I broke 2 collegiate records, but I didn't end up becoming an NCAA champion. And I'm just like, it's not the talent, it's the mental. It's like I know I have the talent, but why am I not completing the job? And after I won in trials, I felt like I could have gone both ways. It was like, all right, you're gonna either replay what you did when you broke the record and you didn't finish the goal, or you could break the record and double it and become the Olympic champion. So for me, I just learned that, through belief in myself and never doubting my abilities, that I'm capable of some crazy things.
I love the fact that you came away with a victory that was so huge, not only because, first of all, I love the 100-meter hurdles. It's a grab bag. Y'all always out there shooting. And y'all never have a moment where, you can be in 100 meters, there's no one out there really competing against you. You can be like, oh, this is an easy win. Y'all always have a hard race, always. And y'all always step up to the table and do what y'all supposed to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With that being said, now you are that individual. What were you thinking when you stood on that line at the Olympic trials? And what were you thinking when you stood on that line at the Olympics?
So at the Olympic trials, I knew I was going to do my thing because I PR'd the first round, ran 12:35 into not too much of a win. And when I ran 12:36 last year, it was with a 2.0 win. So I was like, all right, I'm way faster than I was from last year. But leading up to Olympic trials, my fastest time of the season was 12:60. But like I said, it was definitely a mental thing. So lining up, when I got to the final, I'm just like, this is really my race to lose because I had ran 12:35, 12:36. I'm like, I'm in shape. My coach knows what he's doing when it's time to run fast when it matters most. So it's really just up to me to do what I need to do at this moment in time. And I was just trying not to get too ahead of myself. You know, my boyfriend was like, you know, like we going to Paris. So, you know, like let's just get this done so we can, you know, start booking our stuff and going about our day. But I just kept like just trying to, you know, remain calm, remain within within the now, and not get too ahead of myself, because I'm like I know I'm gonna win, but I still gotta get through the line, you know? But then when I got to the line, my mind was just clear. And I just remember me crossing the line first and just taking off screaming. And then when I seen I broke the meet record and I ran 12:25, the only thing I could think of was like, damn, that's a fast time, because the world record before Topi was 12:20. So that's the only thing I'm thinking. I'm like, damn, I ran 12:25. What was the win? What was the win? And then I seen the win and it was legal. And I was just like, yeah, I know I have a lot more. And then at the Olympics, I was just like, I mean, I wasn't really thinking about nobody else but myself, like truly. And I think that's when I run my best. Because when I stepped out, I was just, you could see my face. I was just so determined. And when I look like that, just know I ain't playing no games.
That's that beast.
That's that other side. That's that alter ego. Like sometimes when I step to the line, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like I'm a championship runner. I just feel like, you know, when it matters most, I'm gonna always do my thing. Like I'm always try to do my thing. I'm gonna do my thing. But I just understand when it matters the absolute most. I feel like you can count on me in the championship. And, you know, when I was at the Olympics, there was nothing that could phase me from those 10 hurdles. And you could see it all in my face. And I mean, my mind was clear. I felt me like hit the second hurdle, and I'm just like, nah, like the race isn't done at 2, it's done at 10. And I got to that line and I dipped for my life. And then I was waiting and I see my name come up. I just took off running and I was like, stop playing with me. Because people was playing with me all year.
Stop playing with me.
Stop playing with me.
You're definitely telling the truth. How does it feel being in your event is probably one of the highly most competitive events when you look at the margin difference. Every race is within 0.05 to 0.01.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you feel about trying to come back and hold 2 crowns next year, because your life will change again if you are the gold medalist in the Olympics and the gold medalist at World Championships? You transition. What's your plan going forward, even though your race is that competitive, and we possibly could see a world record get broken next year by either you or somebody in your event?
For sure. For me personally, I'm just trying to finish this season. Cause I mean, Justin could probably speak to this, but I don't want to say I don't know what my mindset is gonna be like coming back. Like it always takes me a little minute to get the groove back going, just from a nice off season. Cause last year I was like, I'm about to quit. Like this is too hard. Like I came back and I did everything all in one day. I lifted and I ran, and my body was like, yeah, like I could tell you haven't done nothing in a long time. And it took me a long time mentally to get back going. So right now I really feel like the Olympic medal won't change. I don't think I know it won't change anything. So for me, I think it's just getting through this season and then just seeing where my mindset's at, because I feel like I'm going to be even more hungry because I want to experience that again. That's where I'm at with it.
So you're moving towards wanting to dominate your event rather than just...
I think that I mean, this is my boyfriend kind of speaking for me, because we live together, but he's like, I feel like, you know, I'm going to put this out there. Like, he feels, I mean, I believe it in myself, and he sees what I can do. And I just feel like I can dominate the women's 100 hurdles. Like, I feel like I can double it and continue, because I think that it does speak to how competitive our event is, it being a different woman on top every single year. But, you know, it's always impossible until it's done. And I mean, I just feel like I have what it takes mentally and physically. And there's just so much more that can be fixed, which is the scary thing for me. And I'm only 24 years old. So, you know.
Young buck. But I mean, it seems like it's a mental for you, right? And we know coaches only have a certain amount of hours in a day to be able to coach you. But it seems like you tapped into the fact of understanding. And I know this because I learned through my career that you have to mentally train yourself. Physically, you can go out there and be ready to break the world record. But if you're mentally not ready, it'll never get done.
Right.
Where do you see I mean, obviously, you just answered when you said that you want to keep dominating going forward. Well, you know what? Let's switch it up. What was your favorite city that you traveled to this season? Other than Paris.
My favorite city outside of Paris. Does it have to be overseas?
No, it could be anywhere.
I mean, honestly, probably Scotland or Rome. Rome was beautiful.
I like Rome.
And I mean, I ran really good there. So it was and it was nice and hot. So I really enjoyed Rome. The food was really good too.
That works.
That's definitely good. Since you switched it up, I'm gonna switch it up to something else. You have a lot of male followers in track and field. You say you have a boyfriend. How do you handle the influx of newfound fame with people feeling that you're very beautiful, girls and guys?
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
It's not new for me.
She said, I've been her.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, in the most humble way, the following just didn't come when, I became a professional or when I got to the Olympics. I mean, my following has been a work in progress. And I mean, I've always had more male followers. Like my pie chart of women versus men, the men is always higher. But, I would never talk to someone that is DMing me as a fan. Like, no.
So you're at DMers?
Yeah, like, come on now. If you're a fan of me, why would I talk to you? So, I mean, date you or go, like, come on now. But honestly, I don't be paying that no attention.
More famous, because I won't say their name, because I know of some female track athletes that get DM from NBA players or NFL guys, dudes who eclipse our sport financially.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It may be,
100%.
Guess who did this? And man, I see, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it might not be a weirdo, but it could be something like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's the thing. I feel like for me, I grew up with 3 brothers, and they play basketball, whatever, a verification check or followers don't attract me to who you are as a person. And I mean, I have followers, I have a verification check, but like I'm a real person off the internet. A lot of people, hide behind the internet, hide behind a verification check, or they think that they are truly more than just a human. It's like at the end of the day, we're all humans. But for me, I got my own motion. I have experienced true happiness. So I'm not really in it for like how it looks to other people. Being with someone in the NFL or NBA, like
It don't move you like that.
no, it's just like you good, I'm good too. And it's like you got money, but I got money too. I don't got your money, but I got money too. I'm comfortable for myself. So like I said, I've just experienced true happiness. And I just feel like on a more real tick, like they be tripping. Like I'm not saying all of them do, but I never feel like I feel like I hear more bad stories than I hear good. I'll just say that.
Speaking on that we on that fact, and we're gonna keep it there for a little while. We noticed that a lot of the women in our sport, the women are getting a lot more attention because of their beauty.
Mhm.
Is there any dream brands that you would want to partner with to say, oh, I'd like to work with Revlon, or I'd like to work with Versace, or I'd like to work with outside of Nike, because we know that's who you're signed to and
Right.
everything. Is there any dream partnerships, luxury brands that you would want to work with?
Yeah, I mean, I've already worked with a couple dream brands. I mean, I work with L'Oreal Paris, Hulu, Champ Sports, all these different brands. I would love to work with Chipotle.
Chipotle, y'all listening?
Chipotle. That's not a luxury brand, but it's one of my favorite
It's
places
your
to
luxury
eat.
brand.
No, for real. I love me some Chipotle. Fenty Beauty for sure, just because
we seen Rashi that. She was just out there.
it's a Black woman who is literally doing her big one. So why would I not want to be aligned with someone like that?
Riri.
And then probably like any designer brand. Like I love Louis Vuitton. I love Christian Dior. I don't have any Chanel products yet, but
Shit expensive.
I think you were talking. I feel like you really talking to a boyfriend right there.
I said it on my record.
no, for real, Chanel is
That shit
crazy.
expensive.
I said I was gonna buy myself a Chanel bag after the Olympics. I haven't gotten it yet, but social media, you're gonna see it when I get it.
But it actually happened because Elaine partners with Dior. So they
Yeah.
are coming. They are looking into the track and field spaces, which is why I wanted to put that out there. So
Yeah.
we want to see our
Christian
track runners
Dior.
or our RSG people. We want to see them win. We
I mean, it is. I mean, it's a different era. I mean, you have beautiful women who are doing extraordinary things,
Yeah.
right? And in this era right now, environment, health means so much inside and out. People are concerned about how they're eating, staying in shape, staying in in that mindset of being fit. You're looking at the most fit people in the world, right? Some of the most beautiful people in the world. That is a marketing person's dream, right? They're listening, so y'all get it. Where you gonna go after the season's done? Vacation? What we doing?
No, my boyfriend is actually an assistant coach at Morehead State. So he's in season as a full-time coach. He went to Paris and he went to the Olympic trials. So that was his vacation because he's like a track guru. So he's like, he doesn't want to vacate until he's done with like, the underground work. Like he's still feeling like he's building himself up. So he's like, I don't feel like I deserve a trip. But me, baby, I'm going to Bermuda. I'm going to Mexico. I'm going back home. After the meet tomorrow, my friends are coming into town. Like, I'm not playing no games. I said my off season starts at 7:36.
Do it.
Cause I run at 7:35. Off season starts at 7:36.
Do it.
I like that we segued into that. I'm gonna ask a question so most of the athletes know. Mental health is a really big part of what we do. Have you been, or have you okay with talking about it?
Yeah.
Going through what you're going through, have you seen anybody or been talking to anybody to help you strengthen your mental, going through a lot of the woes that you've been through?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I talk about my boyfriend a lot, but
No, that's good.
I'm not gonna lie, he's definitely one of the main people that have just kept me grounded. At the start of this season, I did not have a sponsor. It was just a lot that kind of went on throughout the whole entire process, like post college that, I did enough to get a sponsor, and then it was just a whole big thing. So ended up coming into the season without a sponsor. And I felt like, that's what I felt like I did enough to get that. And when it didn't happen the way that I expected for it to go, it kind of threw me off a little bit. So coming into the season and not feeling like I had that support, it was a little harder to go to practice. It was a little harder to show up. And I was just like, no one cares if I'm showing up, so why should I care? And I'm just like, I know my worth. And if someone doesn't see my worth, then I don't feel like I should show up. And, living with a man who's very logical, he's just like, at the end of the day, are you running for a check? Are you running for a contract? Or are you running because you love it and you want to be the best? And I was just like, that was like the shaking up that I needed. And I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be the best in. And a contract is not going to make me run fast or run slow. I'm going to run fast regardless. And he had a really big part in that and just keeping me grounded and really locking in on the subconscious mind and just speaking positive and just hearing those positive affirmations. And I just give so much credit to him because he wanted to become a professional athlete, but his path was different. It was to become the best coach. And he just continued to push me and to motivate me and to get me closer to my goal, even if it was pushing me further away from like what he seen for himself, but he was pushing me in a way that he's seen for me.
What needs to be for you.
What needed to be for me, exactly. So, a lot of times people get into, getting jealous of their partner and just hating on them essentially. And he was just uplifting me and pushing me, even if he wasn't moving at the same rate that I was, financially, athletically, mentally, all these different things. So I just take my hats off to him because I don't think that this all would have been possible if it was not for his like guidance and him just like, realigning me when I needed him most.
That sounds like a really
we gotta
good
protect
dude.
that man at all costs.
That sounds like a really good dude.
I want everybody to hear two things, man. She vented. She had somebody to support her and somebody to talk to, whether it was a therapist or somebody who really supported her, who wouldn't judge her, who she could be vulnerable with. Also, this gold medalist, just like Julian Alfred, almost quit.
True.
Which is crazy. Like, you think you would have quit if you could fast forward in the future. You'd have been like, you dumb person.
Yeah.
You just got to keep pressing, girl.
You
Keep pressing
have to
in.
keep going. You just have to keep going. And that's what he did a major part in. Like, he just, like, I feel like he was the foundation for me to find my strength. I feel like I just depended so much on him. Like, I'm like, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to fix? Like, what do I need to get done? And he's just like, I can't help you no more. Like, he of course was supporting me, but I just like leaned on him so much to the point where I don't feel like I got to a point where I didn't feel like I knew how to complete a mental task. So when I got to USA's, like, that's when I feel like I overcame the test that God like set out for me. And like, he was like, you passed your test. And there's no way that my boyfriend could have helped me, but he guided me to like
that point
to be able to have the strength to get that done.
That's good, boy. Hey, we need to get that man to the ring spot.
Shout out to Rob.
So my question is, we're here in New York City at the first annual Athos Meet, and it represents women in sports and empowering them. What does that mean to you?
It means everything, especially because it's 36 of the fastest women. It's an all women's meet. I just seen Fred Curly. I'm like, what you doing here? Like, there's no men here. What y'all doing? And it's just such an honor to be amongst like so many women, so many empowering women, so many of the fastest women in the world. And I just feel like there's so much that women's track and field has to bring to the world. And I'm glad that now people are starting to see it, understand it, and take, some type of pride into it, because we got some beautiful women doing some amazing things. And we're world class. And I feel like who doesn't want to watch that? Because people only know about the Olympics. Know about track during the Olympics. And it's like, no, this is a very interesting sport throughout just every 4 years. It's interesting at Tom Jones when you got the world champion versus the world record holder versus the Olympic champion. And this is just a regular day at the track. So, it's a lot to see and it's a lot to be shown. So yeah, I'm just glad to be a part.
Of course. You definitely have inspired all of us.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
I appreciate
it.
Take my hats off to you.
I appreciate that.
She definitely inspires my son. But
shout out to Raymond.
Tell him he's running back. Tell him
Shout out
touchdown.
to you.
Get a touchdown for him. But Masai,
Robbie.
Masai, we want to thank you so much for coming in. We want to thank you for spending time with us here at the Athos Meet. This is your camera over here. You have any PSAs for your supporters or anything you want to say to your fans or anybody?
Yeah.
You let us know.
At the end of the day, I'm just so blessed and honored to be here in this position. And thank you guys so much for supporting me. If you were not a fan before, I hope that you are now. I'm just me. I'm just myself. I'm just transparent. And I'm just trying to do my best and show up for myself and show up for you guys as much as I can every day. I love y'all.
Tell them your handle. Tell them your handle.
Oh yeah, follow me. You could find me and follow me if you are, really rocking with me, at Masai_Russell, MASAI. It should come up after that, but _Russell. And then on TikTok, it's just Masai Russell. And then YouTube, it's just Masai Russell. So follow me there.
Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. Until next time, on our next episode of Ready, Set, Go! She wants to show.
Yeah,
We're gonna get a picture real quick.